So I think the best thing about this music is that you can hear it in so many different ways. For example, my friend Fawani, who we're doing this project for our Black Women's Rhetoric class with Carmen, um, she kind of saw the song as um, love and pain kind of being something that women want to stay, or love being something that women want to stay in, and then they'll take a lot of pain for that. So that's just interesting, and in light of what the things I've said like before, what am I doing? How am I being painful to women that I really care about? You know what I'm saying? Um, but also like how are we all kind of being painful to people that we think we care about at the same time? Um, you could think of like Lauryn Hill's music and how was she being pained by people she was talking to all the time, or people that she was speaking to, her audience. Like how was her audience hurting her a lot of those times? um so black women are like either silenced or amplified, and it's always it's funny because it's always like the thing you don't really want people to hear that's gonna get out there the most, and that will be your downfall or your fucking platform, basically. So, um, that's kind of just one of the ways I think that she's saying this song. Like she's talking about this song like this is the most beautiful thing in the world, but when you really get down to it, it's about that love and that pain aspect of it. That pain part that's really hard to deal with, like hard to deal with, stuff you got and you stuff that she might have seen somebody and just like felt their pain and been like, dang, that is tough to deal with, and you just didn't want to do it. You was like, dang, I couldn't go through that. So, but she came over that anyway, and she's talking about it in these songs, and like, what is she saying for real in them? Um, I think it also connects to just the way that Lauryn Hill is kind of embodying the music that she's saying. Like she could have seen these things, she could have experienced these things. She has some exes too. How were her exes, you know, loving her, but then at the same time causing her mad pain. Like, but then you want to stay because like maybe the love's that good, maybe the love is that good. But then again, like, what do you gotta pay for it? Like, it comes like a cost benefit factor right there. Like, that's a tough one. I mean, uh, also, so Lauryn Hill, we in our class and with Lauryn and Carmen, we kind of discussed how um, blues is a really big influence just based on the time period. So blues women came from slavery. They just got free, and then they started making this music. That's interesting too. They just got free and started making music. But anyway, so they just got free, started making this music, and then people loved it. Like they actually did, and that was cool. And they they were talking about that freedom that they were experiencing at the same time. Like they were feeling like they could be sexually free all of a sudden. You coming from slavery, you really don't own, especially if you're a woman, especially if you're a woman, you're coming from slavery, you don't own your body, you don't own anything, you don't own your family anymore. There's nothing for you right there. So it's coming through like we're taking this freedom and we're taking this travel, but what are we not getting in that blues? So blues is about, that triangle between sexual freedom, freedom to go where you want, and political freedom, because they were free, but they couldn't vote in their country that they helped build. They couldn't vote at all in it. So were they really free? Uh, Not really. Um, so that's kind of a connection to that because Lauryn Hill is really, really interested or really kind of in the middle of that time period, and she's also merging a lot of aspects. So just like blues is kind of combining, what we learned from slavery and what we felt in slavery with like this newfound freedom that we have right now. Lauryn Hill and a lot of black women rhetorics, all of them actually really just merge and combine all kinds of aspects and perspectives that you would just never even imagine. And yeah, I obviously can't wait to talk about it. So she's like merging R&B and rap, and I'm gonna break it down for you how she's doing it, right? So she uses the music of R&B. So like when you listen to X Factor, it sounds great. It sounds so wonderful. It sounds like, oh my gosh, sounds, the best thing you ever heard. And then her voice on top of that, like what she's saying and her feelings in it and all of that sounds great. Sounds, and then the intro even sounds like just melodic. Like this is about to be something I want to hear forever and ever. But at the same time, like the rap part, like the parts with the words you saying, like the actual words, are her voice and her perspective, and that's a little bit different. That's the part where it gets funny, because it's like that she's talking about that pain, like she's talking about the pain and not necessarily looking at what's so beautiful about the music, but she's saying in the words too that you can get over that. There's going to be pain, but you can still get over that. And she could be talking about any kind of pain, like she's talking about getting a cut, or freaking being raped, like I was talking about earlier. Like 1 in 4 women has experienced domestic violence in their life, and that's a statistic from Carmen right there. I mean, I don't really know. Do you know any? Because if you do, then like you gotta think about that. Like out of the 4 women that you know, one of them, at least one. And how many women do you know? You know what I'm saying? How many women are there? So you gotta think about those kinds of things. Like what kind of pain have they been through? What kind of pains, or what kind of love might they want to show anyway through that pain? Cause that's kind of what she's doing. She's saying that thing and saying that this stuff might hurt sometimes, but you can get through it. And then honestly, if she can blend something so beautiful with a crazy ass message like that, then like, what is our excuses, for not taking a step forward and pushing past pains?